Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to DDP. I'm your instructor, Mr. Schwartz, and this lesson kicks off the third of 4 presentations you'll be making on various aspects of engineering and technology. This lesson is going to be a 2-part lesson. The first one will be introducing you to the design process, and the second one will be asking you to apply it to a challenge. Let's get started and learn a little bit more about the design process and what is design. The word design is often used as a generic term that refers to anything that was made by a conscious human effort. So anything that was made was designed. Design is also a process, and that's what we're talking about here, that is used to systematically solve problems. So it's all about going through a system, okay, and applying that system to anything. What is a design process? A design process is a systematic problem-solving strategy with criteria and constraints used to develop many possible solutions to solve or satisfy human needs or wants, and to narrow down the possible solutions to one final choice. So you're using a system, you're using criteria, you're using constraints, and you're narrowing down the solutions through empirical data and charting and testing and recording. And then you're narrowing it down to one choice, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so these are examples of what you need to do throughout the design process. So it's identify the need. What problem are you solving? Define the criteria. What constraints are you working with? Explore, research, and investigate. Start to think of possible solutions. Start to build prototypes and things like that. Start to explore. Generate alternative solutions. So as you go and you test and you explore, you're going to need to you're going to need to redo the ideas, not redo, but rethink, re-strategize. Okay. You're going to choose a solution, develop the solution. So out of all the testing and exploring that you do, you're going to narrow it down and then go with that one and just start working with that. That's when you are going to build your actual first prototype. All right. If you haven't done so already, you're going to do so on your chosen solution that you're really choosing to develop and investigate. And then you're going to test and evaluate. And then those tests are going to bring different results that might possibly or most likely have to redesign and improve. Okay, so these are all the entire process in layman's terms. Okay, this is the same thing, but it's a little more detailed and with slightly different language. So take a look at that and compare this with the other list. Okay, let's go back to that. All right, so this is just more of a visual. Okay, if that's who this starts here, 1, 2, 3, goes all the way around. If you're a more visual person, I included this. Okay, let me move, whoa, let me bring that back. Okay, let me move myself out of the way. Okay, these are the same things that I went over. It's just more of there's a chart and a list. Okay. So each of the following categories must be applied to your own personal design process, documented and clearly stated in your final presentation. Remember, this is going to be a final presentation. This first video is just an introduction to the design process. What we're going to be doing in the second video is we're going to be watching a documentary called, it's going to be a deep dive into the design process of a challenge a design team had to face. You're going to watch that video and you're going to pile onto the video by seeing how you might redesign what they had to design. So that'll make more sense in the second video. Okay, and we're just gonna go through, oh, I'm getting bigger. Okay. So this is just more of the same. But this is it as a slide. So you're going to generate concepts. These are all the different steps within the larger steps. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to DDP. This is the second part of our third of 4 presentations on various aspects of design, technology, and engineering. In this one, we're going to go into a deep dive of the design process. I'm going to go and show you the design brief and everything you need to do for your presentation, and then we're going to end with the video itself. It's about 22 minutes. And after you watch it, you're going to go back to the assignment and you're going to answer the questions and make your presentation. Let's get started. Okay. All right, so I'm going to blow this up for you. Okay, so here's your task. In your engineer's notebook, you're going to add deep dive to your table of contents. You're going to add the appropriate page numbers as necessary. Answer each of the following questions in your engineer's notebook. So these are all based on the video that's going to follow this presentation. You're going to create a rough sketch of the design for a new shopping cart that IDEO created. How did IDEO contribute to the evolution of the shopping cart? List specific improvements and changes. 3. Compare the brainstorming you saw in the video with the brainstorming you have done in this class. What was similar between the two? What was different? Okay. 4. You're going to list each of the 6 steps of the design process. You're going to define the problem. And this is going to be applied to your current design brief. So you're going to take your current design brief and apply it to each of these steps of the design process. Define the problem, generate concepts, develop a solution, construct and test prototype, evaluate the solution, and present the solution. Okay, so each of these different steps of the design process in step 4 needs to have its own page and its own set of data in your presentation, which should be either PowerPoint or Keynote, unless you have something else that you use. Number 5, how did your game board design team approach the 6 steps of the design process? This is if we have done that project previously, which is to design your own board game. If we did not do that project, you can just skip 5, okay, and just disregard that. And the 5th question will be, why is this process necessary? Why is the design process necessary? After you've gone through it, you want to answer that question in your own words, from experience. Be detailed. I'm going to read through it, and I want to make sure that you understood what the team did, okay? And the main takeaway to all of this is that the design process isn't specific to shopping carts. It's specific to anything that you design. You can apply it to making a desk just as well as making a car. Okay, so here are your deliverables. A PowerPoint or Keynote presentation covering all aspects of your design process. Your presentation must include a title page, a table of contents, a separate page slide for each of the main steps. Identify a problem, generate concepts, went over that. Original concept sketches of your idea. A detailed and annotated drawing, fully inked and colored. So you're gonna have concept sketches, and then you're gonna have a final drawing, inked and colored, of what your final solution that you settled on is. A final page with how you feel your process went and what you would change next time. It is recommended that each slide should contain a relevant image, chart, or visual. Neatness and effort in the design and layout of your presentation. This is very important. It can't be a mess. Aesthetics are important. Clarity is important, and that all your information, content, and data has enough space to breathe on the page. Okay, so make sure it doesn't appear cluttered. Okay, so that's all there is for this presentation. Make sure that it's all inserted into your Google Doc Engineer's Notebook. And if there's any follow-up questions, you can always find me on office hours.